Hey, yo, it's me, Pops Van Marmalade, and you're watching the Comics-Related Madness Network. Huh? So come get some. CromCon. CromCon.
Madness Entertainment Group presents the Madness Comic Network with original programming and additional comic-related content.
Hey, we want to shout out to our sponsors, Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you are a fan of comic books, if you're a fan of comic book conventions, and if you like meeting comic book creators and getting comics and comic-related stuff, then you need to make your plans to attend Daytona Beach Comic Con. This year's show is September 7th and 8th. Silverline will be there, so you should make your plans to be there too. We'll see you there. If you like comics and find yourself in the Orlando, Florida area, doesn't everyone come to Orlando at some point in time to see the House of Mouse? But when you're here, you need to make it a point to visit Coliseum of Comics, especially the one on East Colonial Drive. They carry Silverline Comics, even a limited edition Coliseum of Comics version of our comics. So, when you go, be sure to ask for Silverline Comics and tell them we sent you. OCD stands for Orlando Collector Deviants. OCD, Steve and Trish, they're a family of geeks who promote geek things, particularly those around the Orlando, Florida area. They're big supporters of Silverline, and we think you should be supporters of theirs too. Go give them some love. If you are an independent comic book maker and you need to get your independent comics made, you need to look no further than Kablam Digital Printing. They print our books, and they do a bang-up job. They're not only trusted by Silverline, but many, many independent comic book makers. Head on over to kablam.com and see for yourself just how easy it is to have your comic printed by them. And tell them Silverline sent you.
Hi, this is Tim TK, host of That Silverline Show on Tuesday. Join us at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific every Tuesday night as we discuss pop culture and the joys of making comics.
Hi, I'm Barb Kilber, co-host of Silverline's Wednesday Wham. Join us each Wednesday nights as we discuss comics, literature, movies, and anything else that may catch our attention.
I'm Roland Mann, and I host Silverline's Silver Sunday. Join me every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern as we make mine Silverline. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Silverline's Silver Sunday. I was in the middle of
What's up?
Going live. Join us. How is everyone tonight?
Yeah, we're good.
Today is July. What is today? July the 17th.
I don't know. This week has been crazy.
So yeah, we're gonna have an interesting, fun night tonight. But before we get there, how's everyone doing? Roberta, what's you going? Are you
COVID? You know?
Are you? Did you catch it?
Still, yeah, I did catch it. My household, my entire household caught it. So you know,
oh
my
goodness,
I was a good holdout for a bit, but no, it has to eventually make its way around.
Yeah, well, I think we talked last week. You kind of anticipated that.
Yeah, everyone was sick, but me and the 8-year-old. So I was thinking,
so how are you feeling?
It's not gonna happen. It's holding out to be better. I think I'm. As long as it doesn't continue to be like this for a long time, I think I'm getting better.
Yeah,
I felt pretty awful early in the week, and then it's manageable at the moment. I just feel a little tired. My throat's not normal, you know, and all the gross stuff that happens, but I'm all right.
Yeah. Well, that's good to hear. I know that I told you, for me, I was tired. Tired was the big issue for me. Is that I never, well, I had about a day and a half, 2 days of feeling poorly. But beyond that, I was just, and I would say it was more for me more than, and I hope this doesn't happen with you beyond being sick, is that I was almost to, I was beyond, oh, I'm tired, right? I wasn't exhausted, but I was close, because I was like, I'd go to work and, my classes are 4 hour long, and I would get home and I was just like, I'm exhausted. I am
That's
so
all I can
tired.
do, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So I hopefully that's not the case with you.
It's
Roland, you had like version 1 or version 2 COVID, where
I think
that
I had
was
the second strain.
really, where even though
That
the
is
one that's
different.
going around right now is a lot more contagious, it's not nearly as yucky as the one that you had.
They never identified the strain, because
They don't
I think
do that.
Yeah, but I got it. I got it when the second one was coming around. So we feel, I can't remember which one was called. Was that the Delta?
I think so.
I think you got yours right before Delta. There was that one beta. That's it.
Okay, yeah. So anyway, we got it right as the second one was. So that's kind of why we feel that's what we had. So
yeah. Well, it was no joke either way.
No.
Well, Roberta, I don't really know how you got COVID. I don't know that's because I got it too just the other day.
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna say. I was like, I'm not gonna say anything. But if Tommy says anything, so yeah.
Right.
So
I think I got it from your bionic eye. You're looking at me. Death ray of some kind.
The on my second day of going back, it was Wednesday when I tested positive, and I just had just basically a head cold. I think I'm over it now. So I didn't even take any more medicines today, so I'm feeling pretty good. I've been by myself, of course, with the dog, walking around the block, and I'm not having any breathing problems or anything. I'm doing all of my. I'm sitting over here. I've got a blood pressure thing. So I'm checking on that. I'm keeping my temperature going. I never ran a temperature, and then I even got an oxygen sensor thing. So making sure my oxygen is doing good. And I think this is like day 5 for me, I believe. So now I'm going to do the next 5 days of masking up, and I think I'm through.
Yeah, you're in great shape compared to what could have happened.
Yes. Yeah. So Tommy says that we went to Disney last week. Tommy says he got it at Disney, but here's the thing.
I'm sure there's people. So many people.
Yeah, but here's the problem, right? So his wife Renee, my wife BJ, right? All of us went too. We were, we were in a group. None of us got it, right?
Yeah, but where was he going?
So I said, Tommy, he got it from the alligators that he was hanging out with
on Sunday. But because I think Monday, I really kind of think Monday maybe I was showing a little bit of signs, and then somewhat on Tuesday. But it doesn't show that fast. So it had to have been Saturday. But we did go to the movies on Thursday, the week before, to go see Thor.
That's probably the right timing.
And it was, but we wear masks. We're double vaxxed, or not double vaxxed, double boosted, and and I don't know. I have no idea. And we wear really good masks too, N95 masks and all that are properly fitted and all that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, well, the Thor was just too long then.
Oh,
too much exposure.
Well, the good thing
is what it was.
The good thing is, it seems to be you seem to be on the downslope and recovering. Yeah. So, regardless of where you got it, the good thing is that you are on the improvement side.
The bad part about it, I didn't realize it till after I had my operation.
Yeah. So you were there.
I had to call them on Thursday going, I just tested positive. And they're like, really? And I'm like, yeah. And I said, weren't you just in here yesterday? And I'm like, yeah. And they go, you look fine. And I'm like, I still am fine.
Right.
Well,
Yes.
I'd like to believe that, you know, the people that do come down with it, even though you're contagious, you know, at that stage, they're careful. They're sanitizing everything, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
you probably have to
And
be
I'm-
a little bit further along to really hurt them.
I've not read a
I
fever
hope.
at all. They
I
claim
really
that's one
hope.
of the things too. So,
Yeah.
anywho. Yeah.
So and you
We
had
got to compete.
you had eye surgery, right?
Yep, I got the left eye done now, so now both eyes are done. The right eye is doing well. It's a little. It's been about a month now, so now that the left eye is done, everything should equal out a little more. I've been putting a lot of strain on the right eye, so I'm trying to do computer stuff and then relax, and then do a little bit of work and relax, because I can up close, like looking at this stuff is perfect. As it's my mid range and distance, I'm getting kind of tired, and so I've got to pull back on all this computery stuff for a little bit till it heals up. And now I got the other eye to deal with, so it's got to heal up. So that's going to be a month.
You know you got pages to do though, right?
I'm still working on it as much as I can.
I haven't seen a doctor's note.
What's that?
Howard,
I haven't seen a doctor's note.
I get a doctor's note that says I can't work on my comic book stuff.
I'm trying to work at the moment. The doctors, no, I don't think so.
No, can't work on Pete's stuff. Sorry.
So Pete, what about you? What's new across the pond?
Heat wave. Oh no! I just spilled stuff on my shorts. That's never going to come out.
You dropped India ink on your shorts.
Yeah, it's the Koepp ink. That's not coming. That's not going to come out.
Oh, I hope they weren't nice shorts.
Yeah, they were.
Oh,
they were.
Well, they were. Yeah. Now they're art shorts.
Now they're your painting shorts.
Get some new ones. Everything's fine here.
How's the baby?
Yeah.
Baby won't stop feeding. It's ridiculous.
I hope so. It's to grow.
It's just non-stop. She feeds, you put her down, and she's like, "No, I want some more."
This is going to go on for about the next 16, 17 years.
Yeah.
There you
go. So how's she liking Star Trek?
She loves Star Trek. She loves William Shatner, obviously.
Yeah. Because you watched your a new episode this morning, right?
Morning, Star Trek Day. I've tried Doctor Who, but she seems to fall asleep through that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah, we went to the Lego store. She slept through that.
Oh yeah.
She's probably a little young to get too close to those Legos. She might want them in her mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that!
We've got a sweet Mandalorian set.
Wow.
I've not had time to build because I don't have any free time. Yeah. It's got Baby Yoda in it. Yeah, I've had that sitting here for a week. I haven't had time to build it, so yeah, that's about it, really.
Yeah, so we were talking about off air. So when Pete's heat wave, you guys, he's talking about hot, 104. That's hot.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hot next 2 days. We got an extreme weather warning for the heat.
I don't know. I don't know that Tommy. Do you remember ever getting a heat warning in Mississippi at all when we were kids?
It was just hot. It was
just hot. Yeah.
I think we were just under a constant heat wave. What a heat warning! It's like, don't go outside. It's hot.
So I remember, and Roberta help confirm this to me. I remember in California, we got what was an air quality warning.
Oh, yeah.
We also got heat wave warnings.
Did you? I don't remember those, but I do remember being out there.
But the air quality was a really big problem.
Yeah, because that was small, right?
There, and they always called our meets and everything.
Really?
Like we couldn't run because you're running around in the field,
right?
Outside, they cancel our activities.
That's no fun.
That's one of the things that has improved so wonderfully.
Well, do they still do that? Do you still get the air quality warnings?
We have apps for that now, so not really. It hasn't happened in a while that we've been that bad. The last time we had an air quality warning was when we had that terrible gas leak. Now that was worthy. I lived right near it, so.
Oh my goodness.
Problem. Yeah. Yeah, Porter Ranch is like 3 miles from my house.
Wow.
And a lot of people were getting headaches and very concerned, and a lot of people displaced for quite a long time before they decided to stop it from leaking natural gas. That was no fun. But yeah, absolutely, we used to have those warnings constantly in the, when they were bad enough that you shouldn't be outside.
Yeah. I forgot to mention our sponsors, so let me mention our sponsors, and then we'll kind of dive in. So a huge shout out to Daytona Beach Comic Con, our sponsor, who look at that. I got interrupted here. Mr. Emke, what's up, Mr. Michael? How are you?
Hello.
Yep, been on his show a number of times. Excuse me. So back to the sponsors. Thank you to Daytona Beach Comic Con. If you like comic books and you like comic book conventions and you like Florida, especially, make your plans to come to Daytona Beach Comic Con September 10th and 11th. Going to be a baker's dozen of us Silverliners there at the show, as well as a whole bunch of other independent comic book creators. There's going to be a lot of comic books there. I don't know the ticket price to get into the door, but it is not much. So you can have a whole lot more money inside the doors to spend on comic books, which is what you want to get there anyway. So Daytona Beach Comic Con, make your plans to be there. Shout out to Orlando Collector Deviants. If you're a fan and you like conventions and fan stuff, you should follow Orlando Collector Deviants, because one of the cool things that Steve does is he walks around, he goes to shows, he and Trish go to shows all over the place, and Steve walks around the shows with his what's the AirPod? Not the AirPod. What's the camera that streams? GoPro. Thank you. The GoPro. And so you can see what you're missing if you don't get to go to the show, or if you catch it early enough, you can see, hey, I got to get there. I got to get there now. So Orlando Collector Deviants. If you find yourself in Orlando and you want Silverline Comics, you should make your way over to Coliseum of Comics on East Colonial or in Claremont. They have a nice little section of Silverline Comics there. Many of those are signed. Tommy, you've signed some of those even, right?
With a couple of them.
That's
and
right.
Some of the ones I didn't do, I signed too. So you can.
So if you're in the Orlando, Florida area and you're looking for Silverline Comics, and they have the Coliseum of Comics logos on there, I should say that. So make your way there. Tell them Silverline sent you. Let them know that we sent you there looking for the comics. And last but not least, a big shout out to Kablam. If you're an independent comic book creator and you need to find a way to get your ideas printed, you should seek out Kablam Digital Printing. They print our comics and they will print yours too. So Kablam Comics, excellent job. So
and we're going to be, now I won't be because I'll be at the office all next week, but for San Diego, which is next week, if you want to talk Kablam stuff, Barry, my business partner, will be at San Diego. So
that's right.
It's his Gallant table. It's his own publishing line of stuff, but he'll talk to you about Kablam stuff if you want to go by.
Sweet. Yeah. So if you're in San Diego, seek out Barry. He announced where he was going to be, but he's going to be in the Small Press Alley. Look for the Gallant. I think he's got Biff Stone Monster Hunter banner, isn't it? What he's got?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Really
Barry
cool.
did Biff Stone, Monster Hunter, John Name, an Amazing Man. I know Tommy did a lot of work on several of those different projects, and also Miniature Man, which is one of my favorites. Funny Man, yeah. So stuff from Gallant and Barry. So be sure to
he'll be there. Stop by and check out his stuff.
So Tommy's going to solo it in the office today. So everybody call him this week.
Asking me questions. That's right. Well, I got to make up for I was out a couple of days for the surgery, and then out the rest of the week quarantining. So it's time to get back in the office, I guess.
Mr. Imke says he was recovering from one surgery and getting ready for a second. Well, hopefully the surgeries are positive surgeries and not something that that's going to be dangerous for you. We will absolutely keep you in our thoughts and prayers, sir. We need Imke around to read more comics and talk about more comics. We do have a Kickstarter live, y'all. If you have not checked it out, and I'm going to kind of guess that you may not, if you're listening to me, you may not have checked this out yet. I am currently on the page. Let me refresh to make sure. We've made our goal. We hit our goal, but we are seeking stretch goals. We've got 58 backers and we got 7 days to go. So, I am confident that we can get to 100 backers. But we need you guys to step in and step up. And if you can't back, if the economy has you in a way that you cannot back, we totally understand that. But what you can do is you can share. So we ask that if you can't back, please share it and tell your comic book loving friends to, hey, you should go try these guys out. Because as a reminder, this is our 19th campaign. And so with this being, and I don't do numbers, anybody who knows me knows I don't do numbers very well, but with this being 19, that means we've done 18 previous, right? Well, so what that also means is we've done 18, we've done 17 at this moment. We've done 17 and completely fulfilled on time. We're still on track to do number 18. We're not on track to miss it yet. We're still in good shape, but we just haven't fulfilled that one quite yet. So we're on track. So I say all that to say you can back with confidence, knowing that you're going to get your books. Look at this. Bobby Weskovich says, hello, Big Dummy. Big Dummy. And he says, I'm sure y'all on Facebook at home. Thank you so much, Screw Loose. We appreciate you. And then Michael says, and bring on more Silverline guests. That's right. He says, that's you're absolutely right. You need some more Silverline guests for your shows, and I'll bet Roberta, Tommy, and Pete would all be more than happy to join you.
I would
Michael,
love some guests.
Yeah, Michael, if you are unsure, if you're unaware, Roberta is also a fellow Malibu alum. She was in she was one of the colorists at Malibu back in the day.
Back in the day.
So. All right, so tonight's topic, all right, we're just gonna kind of go all over the place tonight, and I had to explain this to BJ because she was like, if you could only have one blank, what's blank? Blank what? I was
kind of confused what you were asking for too.
Look at that. Michael says, it's perfect for the Mighty Marvel Geeks. You are absolutely right, and I think you should have Roberta on to come talk to you for the Mighty Marvel Geeks, you guys. Which is the podcast that he does, right?
That's fun.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do, we're kind of go around and you guys figure out something. Obviously, the things that come to mind clearly are, if you could only have one book, if you could only have one movie, if you could only have one food, blah 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 blah. Right. So we'll just kind of go around and we'll go through as many of those as we can think about. I'll go first. Give you guys a chance to think about it, since you might not have thought about the topic. You saw it, but yeah, it was the blank that was causing you guys some problems. If you could only have one comic book, what would it be? Right? If you were on if you were on a desert island, you could only have one.
You mean like one particular book or one title?
Well, let's just start with one particular book. Just one particular. So it can be an issue, or it can be a graphic novel, right? So it can be a floppy or a trade. It's just one. If you could only have one physical comic book, what would it be?
Well, looking at the pile of comics I've got that I haven't read yet.
Yeah.
I should take one of those.
Yeah, I will say I've read everything that's in the boxes behind me. My unread pile is over there. You can't see it. It's off. It's in a closet, and by my bedside. So,
I'm going to say a cheesy one.
Okay.
I've mentioned it before. I really like zombie stuff. I really like that first big omnibus of The Walking Dead.
Okay.
Yeah, because I just thought it was really fun. It was really good zombie story, and that's before it went off the rail and became really stupid. Oh,
All right.
You know what I thought
It was
you would
really
say?
good.
Yeah, I thought you would have said. I actually thought, because I had already been thinking about it. Like, well, what might Tommy say here? I thought you might
said
actually.
one book, and then you said a whole trade. I can't think of one Spider-Man book. I mean, I love them all. It's like I can't think of one, if that's what you were thinking, or one Star Wars book, or one Star Wars. Well, you have an idea. What do you think I was going to say?
I actually thought you would say one of the Calvin and Hobbes trades.
Oh,
cool.
Oh wow! Absolutely.
Yeah.
That would have been my guess for you. Obviously, not your choice.
That big bone omnibus, at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Bone would be perfect.
Yeah.
I'm changing my mind. Calvin and Hobbes. Yep, I love Calvin and Hobbes. I've got so many of them in the other room. Forget Walking Dead. Yeah, Calvin and Hobbes.
I didn't mean to make you change your mind. For me, it's probably going to have to be The Avengers by Steve Englehart and George Perez.
So you're talking real comics now and stuff.
Yeah. Well, it could be either. But I would have preferred that over I like Calvin Hobbes. But I preferred that over Calvin Hobbes. Because I tried to think of a Spider-Man, and there's so many Spider-Man.
There's so many.
Yeah. And so I kept thinking, well, would it be Craven's Last Hunt? What would it be? Which? That's a good Southern word. Which one? Right?
What you doing?
The Death of Gwen Stacy's the one.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Some of that first Venom stories and stuff.
Were you still inking this page? You were inking this page like 2 months ago.
I have decided I was going to go back and do this on paper, and then I started looking at the last half of the book. There's enough good ones on the last. So I'm going to finish this one up. This one would have been a good one to do on paper, but because I got so far on it, I'm going to finish it, inking it. I told Roland the other day, it's like page 2 and page 1 I was going to do on paper, but there's so many. I'd already started them, and I'm like, no, we'll just have to. We got to pick something towards the back end of the book to do on paper. So we'll talk about that later.
Royal Airships has already given us a couple of ideas here. We'll get to his in a minute.
Why won't he come on and tell us? Why does he got to put in the Rory?
Yeah.
He feels like he's betraying the Wednesday show, so because he won't come on.
Yeah. So what about it, Pete Roberto? If you just had one, what would it be for you?
Yeah, I haven't gotten an answer yet because I really like the bone idea, and I have a hard time getting away from that.
Yeah, that's
story.
That omnibus is fantastic. It's like 1,300 pages. Look at this. Jerry says Tales of Suspense 59. I gotta go. I'm not sure what that one is.
Either. Don't know which one that is.
No, that's good. I was gonna say that the original, the beginning of Spawn was really great.
Oh, okay.
And I had fun with it. I really, really, really reread them. So if you were stranded, and I think it's something I reread, that would be it.
But those first Spawns were really cool because you thought, I mean, I don't know, I'm not talking about what you did. Yeah. But no, but you really thought that Spawn that McFarlane was like he was going to do what he said, was he was just going to let the character die after he ran out of power, and you were like, this is really cool.
Mm-hmm.
We should have known better.
Right.
We should have.
It went on forever.
Yeah, once the buddy poured it, it's like that didn't happen. But that was a neat idea. It's like, he said that Spawn was going to die. Soon, and they had that. You remember they had on like certain pages, they had like a little a timer as he used his powers. Yeah, and then you're like, he's going to die. And then he didn't. And then that's when I was like, yeah, all right, I'm done.
I kind of thought that was a lie. I always think when people say that they don't mean it. They just want to see how many people care.
I thought he meant it. I really did. See, I don't know. I don't think he tricked me. I just really thought that he thought that would be a really, because it was they were trying to make themselves known as the this is a new type of comics and all this type, and we're got there's going to be and then they didn't do it, and then it was just back to the normal crap that we always see.
Yeah, I couldn't. Still.
But it was good though. I like those fun ones at the beginning too. Yeah,
it's like the longer y'all talk,
engaging,
the more time I get to think.
No, well,
figured it out.
Well, I'm just looking at the books I've got next to me. So, Batman Hush was excellent.
That was a good one. Yeah.
I also like Marvel Civil War, which I thought was awesome.
Okay.
And I've also got Batman: The Long Halloween. So.
What about Arkham Asylum? I always thought that was a pretty fun book.
For me.
So I had to look up.
If you haven't read it,
which one? Oh, I guess we could say that. And I guess
Space Bastards.
Yeah, Space Bastards.
It's really good. You should read it. Some humanoids.
What? Who did that?
It's by the Derek Robertson.
Oh,
the boys.
Oh, sure.
The boys.
Yeah, Tommy, did you ever ink Derek?
No, he started the Nightman stuff when you guys told me that I was going to start inking Nightman, and I'm like, really? Am I going to ink? And then it wasn't. He had already got off the book because he stopped.
I got to. That's how I know Derek, because of his time on Nightman. Of course, Derek's one of the co-creators of The Boys.
Yeah.
Was that an Image book there, Pete?
No, Humanoids.
Humanoids. Oh, that's a European company, right?
I think they are European, yeah, but you can get them from in previews. They're in previews.
Interesting.
I got the collected because I missed them monthly. But,
yeah.
It was funny.
Oh, I have another vote that might have changed my mind.
Okay.
What I reread the most, I think, The Sandman. If you guys ever read Neil Gaiman's story.
Yeah. Did you know it's actually Gaiman?
Yes, I didn't mean to say that.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's funny because I've said that in my head before and corrected myself, but I love doing it on live stream where I can't take it back.
Well, it's funny because for years none of us knew, and because it was always kind of the John Byrne. Is it Byrne or Bernie? Is it Gaiman?
Oh, right.
But I actually saw several years ago. I actually saw a little video of him pronouncing his name. Say, how do you pronounce your last name? And he says it's Gayman. So, so that's the only reason I knew.
Yeah, it sounds wrong for some reason.
Right.
When I look at it, so I always have that in my head, and I say it wrong in my head, and I tell myself to stop. Didn't do it.
I changed my mind. Spider-Man Blue is for me.
Spider-Man Blue. No, I don't think I know that one, Pete. What's that?
You don't know that?
No.
Jeff Loeb and Tim Sale.
He's just putting books off his shelf over there. I'm going to do the same thing. Look at it.
I think I remember seeing someone mention it when Sale died here recently. Someone mentioned the book.
It's a story. It's basically the story of that Gwen Stacy up to where she died.
Oh,
you should. If you've not read it, you should read it. It's amazing.
Okay, I'll have to check that. I have not read it. No.
Oh, so Tim Sale died recently, didn't he? But
yes, he did. Yeah, and I think I heard someone mention that, or I read somebody mention it.
It's got the Goblin and the Lizard and.
See, I need the
issues, basically.
It's recommendation corner started here because
we actually probably ought to.
Good ideas.
Yeah, we ought to start a sort of Silverline recommends these books. Royal Airship says
Silverline recommends Silverline Team Up.
That's right, we do.
That's for sure.
Silverline recommends Silverline Trumps.
Royal Airship says, I can't betray Wednesday Wham, but everyone has.
Yeah.
So I looked up Tales of Suspense 59, you guys, because I wasn't sure what it was. And
this is
what are you stealing off your shelf?
This is the number one book to read right here. Little Name So number one.
Oh. Oh yeah, Louis. So hold on, let me.
No, okay. I was just doing. I was doing a
$59 is how is this $200? Is Iron Man and Captain America? Oh, it's because it's in bad shape from 1964. So yeah. So for those who don't know, who probably do know, Tales of Suspense ran as Iron Man and Captain America up through I think issue 99, or maybe it's 100, and then at 101 they split and became Iron Man and Captain America.
Yeah,
that's why Captain America.
Yeah.
You can't find a Captain America like 99 because it doesn't exist, because it was Tales of Suspense, and they just kept the numbering on Iron Man and Captain America.
I guess I didn't know that.
Really?
No, I really didn't.
Well, didn't they?
What's that, Pete?
Hulk went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it came Tales to Astonish up until what 100 and.
Did it?
Something, yeah. Huh. Yep. Sure enough. Jerry talks about it. Jerry, wonder, do you have all those books? Do you have all the old Tales of Suspense still? I bet. Yeah. All right, so that was fun. Who's got the next one? If you could only have one, what?
You can only have one superpower.
Oh, okay, if you could only have one superpower, what would it be? All right, what would yours be, Pete?
I would like to be Professor X. I would just like to control people. With my mind.
And this is where you would have to dig holes, right?
I would be like an evil Professor X, because that much power, I could do whatever I want, because everyone would just do as I say. So yeah, that's really, I could be Superman strong and I could fly, but no, actually the real power is controlling people. So yeah, Professor X for me, please.
Okay, Professor X. What about it, Roberta and Tommy?
Time travel would be cool.
Oh man, watching a time travel show over the weekend. We're going to start talking about the time travel problems again.
And then you come back and everyone's speaking French. Oh.
Everyone's speaking French.
Is that the problem here?
It's like a true Englishman, right?
It's nothing worse.
Jerry says, creepy number 1 has the most beautiful comic story ever. Frank Frazetta's Werewolf. Yeah, he says he does have them, but he doesn't have many of. But I don't have many of them in good condition. So, yeah, I see all these graded. Obviously, you guys can see all these comic boxes behind me, and when I talk about like the Avengers and Spider-Man, they're all right there, right? And so I read them. I read them, right? So they're not all in pristine mint condition. A lot of them are in good condition, but they're not in because I read them. As I got older, I tried to keep them in better condition as I read them, but I read them. So reverse time travel. Tommy, what about you?
I'm gonna. We've mentioned this before, I think, on something. I'm gonna say, if you can control it, reading people's minds. If it's something that you can turn on or off, I think that would be, because I'm just thinking of all of the things that you could get away with.
The fun's not in reading their minds. The fun is in controlling them.
No. I don't need to control their mind. Well, I can control their mind by being able to manipulate
them what their thoughts are.
If I can,
you want to give me your money. Brilliant. I have no idea. I want to give you my money. Okay, great.
Yeah, but just you can anticipate stuff. If you were a fighter, you would be able to read their mind where that they're fixing to throw a punch. You could just duck it before they even do it. It's all kind of cool stuff. Man, boy,
what sort of life are you living where you're having to read people throwing punches at you?
No, I'm talking about being if you were a superhero, then you can control it. You can control not being able to just where it's all the time, where it's just making you go nuts because you're just.
Your first error is I want to be a superhero. No.
Hey, we've talked about this before too. I would probably not be a superhero if I had powers. So, unfortunately.
Well, it's funny because
I've got these powers. I'm going to go out and find a guy that wants to punch me, so I know when he's going to throw the punch, and I can duck it and make him look silly. On the other hand, I'm going off telling people what to do. I'm telling people to punch you.
Punch that guy.
Watch out, he's got mind reading powers. Think the opposite of what you're going to do.
No, because I would know that you were thinking the opposite of what you were going to do, and I'd be able to to compensate for it.
Jerry says, I used to trace the panels with a ballpoint. Talking about his Tales of Suspense, his old comics. Yeah, well, so therefore,
ballpoint, that's awesome.
They're going to have lines, indentions in the comics, right? So they wouldn't be in good condition. I mean, this is probably another topic for another day, but you artists, what do you think? That is that a good way to, as a young person, is that a good way to learn how to draw?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe not running your Tales of Suspense comics, but tracing, right?
Sure, yeah, but
photocopy and trace the photocopy. I wouldn't recommend wrecking your book, but I think we all have back in our earlier lives where we had our comics, we marked them up a little bit by accident before you realize maybe I shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, Jerry says I was 12.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. I think so. I think that's
I was going to say, I feel that everything that I learned had something to do with, some of the practice that you get when you're looking around at something that inspires you. And that's half of it right there. Looking at the comics and looking at the artwork and just trying to see if you can make something that is as pleasing as that.
Jerry, check your email.
Rowan's sending people emails.
Well, I don't know what he's doing while we're streaming.
Yeah, we're supposed to be working here, Rowan.
Jerry, well, here's something else Jerry says. When I was a kid, comics weren't collectible. I bet they were, but to a different group. I think they weren't mass collectible, right? Because there wasn't a big market for it. But clearly, someone had to be collecting them even way back then, because otherwise we wouldn't have the big sets and stuff that we have today, right?
Well, here's the question for you: are you buying comics now because you're collecting them, or are you buying them because you want to read them? Because there's nothing that I'm buying because I want to. I am reading all the stuff, all those Spider-Mans that I'm trying to. I love Spider-Man so much. I just keep.
But you read them, and then what do you do with them?
Bag and board them.
So you're not...
I'm collecting them. Yeah. All right.
I'm less a collector, more a hoarder.
That's right.
What is the line?
I collect the old comics. So basically, primarily it's Marvel stuff. And I've been told I have to focus on one title only now. Or two titles.
Problem.
It's that thing on your hand.
So I collect the Silver Age and stuff. Nothing.
Silver Age Spider-Man.
I would love to focus on Spider-Man. I feel that I've got as many as I'm going to get without becoming a millionaire.
Yeah.
Or billionaire. So. Yeah, and same with basically it's all of them actually. I was talking to the guys at the comic shop, and it's just the market's insane. So early whatever it is, it's the prices are going mad. So, yeah. I just go in and I like that cover. I'll get that.
Yeah,
looks cool. That looks cool. And yeah, if it's reasonably priced, then that's fine.
There's so many with great covers in the Silver Age.
Well, that's why I bought. So talking of Tales of Suspense, that's why I bought that one. I say I bought. That's why Luna bought that one.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't collect Tales of Suspense, but I thought the cover looked cool. I thought, we'll get that. I don't think I've got many Tales of Suspense.
I don't know that I have any. No. I'd have to check. I'm not sure.
And sometimes they'll say, "Oh, well, this came in. Would you be interested?" And I'm like looking at it, and think, "Well, I don't really get that title, but that is a cool looking cover."
Yeah,
and it's like a key issue, like first appearance. So I'm like, "Oh, I should get that." But
well, and it also depends on what their price tag is too, right?
Well, usually that's the bit that puts me off. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. If we can get this, because like Avengers #4, I've got 1, 2, 3. Right. I don't have #4. I will probably never get #4 because it's with the movie, since the movies have come along, that even the ones in terrible
Price
condition,
you out of there.
yeah, it priced me out. And so it's one of those things. Hey, if we could get #4, would you be interested? It's like, well, okay, let's define what interest is. Yes, of course I would be interested. Can I afford it? No way.
No.
Even if you've got one that the cover was ripped and falling off, I couldn't afford that now. So, and this is one of the problems I have with the movies and kind of what they've done to the collectible market, is that a lot of people who did not care about comics went out and drove the market up, just so they could have it. And it's disappointing because folks like us who really would like to have them, because we love the medium and the titles, we can't get them now. They priced us out.
Yeah. Yeah, certainly.
So, well, I was going to say Flight because you can get it in and out and over and around everything, but I'm really drawn to Pete's.
Why do you to fly when you could just walk into an airport and just get on whatever plane you want because everyone's doing as they're telling you? Well, it's so much easier.
Yeah, but
you can sit in first class. You can have people bringing drinks. You can't do that. Superman doesn't get people bringing drinks when he's flying.
Yeah, but he's not up there that long where he needs to drink anything. He's so fast. Boy,
I can just
teleportation. That would be a good one. I think if you could control it, and you're not going to teleport into a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, that was interesting. That was a good one. Roberta, Tommy, what do you got?
God, didn't we already talk about it? Or is there more?
Well, no. This is your time to come up with a fill in the blank.
I want to know, like, if you had to have one movie on your shelf.
Okay.
Like one, be it a streamer, just say something that you had a hard copy of, a movie. What would you be? Of course, mine's going to be Star Wars.
Star Wars. Okay. Okay. Now here's a question for you, Tommy.
Yeah.
Which Star Wars?
Number 4, episode 4 of the
original.
Yeah.
The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah, that is the best one.
The Empire Strikes Back. That for you is the Empire Strikes Back. Wait, is that the movie that you would choose? If you could only have one movie on your shelf?
Me?
Yeah.
No, probably not.
What would you choose?
Well, I don't know.
All right, you think about it. Roberta, what about you? If you could only have one movie, a hard copy on your shelf, what would you have?
Alien.
Alien. Wow, okay.
Aliens with the S on the end or the first one?
S on the end's better.
Yeah,
so let's say Aliens.
Yeah. Mine might surprise you guys.
Flash Gordon.
No.
Thought about it.
Oof.
I do love Flash Gordon.
Oh.
I do love Flash Gordon, but I would probably say Seven Samurai.
Oh, very highbrow, right?
I just every time I watch that movie, I see and I spot nuances small things that I hadn't seen before. And while I can quote more of Flash Gordon than I can of Seven Samurai, I might could quote the entire movie of Flash Gordon to you. It's just and it's a longer one, so there's so much there to absorb. Yeah. Pete, did you take one finally?
Yeah.
What'd you get?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
It's simply the funniest film
I've
ever seen in my life.
I don't think I've even heard
of
this.
Look it up. I think you're making this up.
Glorious.
You are making it up.
Adam Tudike. Tudike, can I pronounce that right?
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
It's so funny.
Okay, well, it exists.
Get a chance to watch it. Just watch. I never tire. It's just perfect. It's so funny.
Okay. I've confessed to never having. The guy who was on
Yeah.
Firefly.
Yeah, Alan Tudyk. Yeah.
Wash is on there. Yeah.
It's basically they're two hicks hillbillies, best mates, and they invest in buying this cabin in the woods. They think they're going to do it up and it'd be amazing.
I've seen that one. You're right.
And,
It's a good one.
and these students are on their summer vacation, and they bump into them, and they instantly assume that they're
Yes.
killers.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
They're backwards murderers.
That's
Everything they do ends up getting killed, but they're not doing anything.
They're just out there doing random things, and it looks like they're chopping people up, and they're just out there chopping wood or something silly.
It's so funny.
And they think that they're killers. Yeah, it's pretty funny.
I'm not going to spoil it for you, but they die in the best ways. It's so funny.
all right. I'll have to check that one out.
Yeah.
Royal Airship says Tucker and Dale is phenomenal.
Yeah.
And Jerry says close, Roland. The Magnificent Seven is close to my top. The Magnificent Seven, which of course was based on Seven Samurai, is also a very good one. But I think if I only had the one, I would not choose Magnificent Seven over. Even though it was very good, I would not choose it over Seven Samurai.
No one's picked a comic book film.
No one has. Yeah. Gee, imagine that.
I mean, Avengers is great.
Yeah, but okay. Well, hold on for a second. So let's talk about that. Let's sit here for just a second. Is that a bad, as comic book creators for us, is that a bad thing that we haven't picked a comic book movie?
Oh,
No,
It's a movie.
no. I didn't pick Lord of the Rings either,
Doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
or Gladiator was up there as well.
I'm going to say it's a good thing, and here's why. Here's why I'm going to say it's a good thing. Because I think that if you, as comic creators, we need to look outside of comics entertainment to be inspired to make what we make. Yeah. If we only look at comic book stuff, then we're going to see a constant regurgitation of more comic book stuff, right? And so I think it's on us, right, as comic book creators to look outside. Not that we can't enjoy comics, obviously, but we ought to look outside of comics to draw our own inspirations from, and to be, this is some cool ideas in this science fiction book that I've been reading. How can I bring that into my comic book work, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's actually, I would say it's a good thing. Jerry says, if you're talking best movies of all time, none of the comic movies measure up.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, Winter Soldier.
Pretty good. I just wouldn't put them up there.
Yeah.
Also, like the Three Musketeers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You're talking about like the
older one.
The 60s ones with
yeah.
I can't remember what the
Flynn
guy's name is. He's still alive. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed was in it.
Oh yeah.
He played. He was great.
I haven't seen that in so long.
Oh, I haven't either.
It's just because I was looking at a comic book called Seven Swords. I've got to read, and it's got D'Artagnan in it. I'll come out. D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
D'Artagnan. And I was like, oh,
that sounds fun.
Yeah, it is actually. It's like from Aftershock Comics. It's really good.
It's the only ones coming up here is the ones from 93 and 2011. I don't guess I saw the 2011 one.
Oh, you can't say that, but Batman: The Dark Knight was
a great movie.
A truly excellent film.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think there's some, but it's not that we're talking best movies of all time, Jerry. It's talking about if we only had one for us, if we could only have one on our shelf, what would it be? Which kind of equates to if you could only have one movie that you had to watch over and over again, right? What would it be?
Perfect.
All right, good round. All right, Roberta, fill in the blank. If we could only have one, what?
One About one. I don't have a good answer for you right off the bat, but what would you listen to if you could only have one album or one artist?
Okay. If you could only have one album, let's go with the album, and then we could go one artist.
Album, eh? Okay, I'm not really big into the music.
Okay.
Well, then silence.
Well, no, I couldn't tell you what I'm listening to. I like that guy and I like that song.
You're not talking about like today. Just overall. I mean, if it was
you were
just
stranded and there was no new content coming in, and you had an album, what would it be?
See,
I know what I would say.
What would you say?
Well, right now, because he does all of those.
I know he would say, yeah.
That dude,
Mancini guy.
Yeah, that guy that does all those remakes of all those songs and stuff. Golly, what's the guy's name? I don't know his name.
Manchiavelli or something like
Weird
that.
Al?
I know who you're talking about.
Weird Al.
Not Weird Al. Well, I got to figure out his name.
No, he takes
Leo something or another. Leo.
Yeah, this is the guy who takes all the songs and turns them into metal songs.
Yeah, really, really heavy songs. I just really love it.
Go round and round, round and round. Yeah.
I really loving that guy. But I guess it would probably be more of a Beastie Boy song or something like that. Always loved the Beastie Boys.
Oasis, maybe.
Oasis? Is this a band or an album?
What?
You don't know.
You no, seriously. Oasis.
Oasis.
The biggest band in the world.
Yeah, clearly they're not. They don't even come up on a Google search.
Oasis. They don't come up on a Google search.
Oasis is here we go, band. Here you go, a band. Of course they're English rock, right? That's what I've never heard of.
It was popular here.
Yeah, it was.
It's not like you can't say it got around. I'm sure you would have heard of it.
25 years? Okay, I'm sure I've heard a song. I don't know the band though. But Pete, wait. So you don't recall me ever saying that my musical interests are very, very incredibly narrow?
Yeah, I know that.
Okay.
But even so, I mean,
well, I've
heard of. I'm sure some of the people you listen to. How have you not heard of Oasis?
Well, there's a possibility I've heard their song. I've never heard the name Oasis. This is the first. It's a possibility that I have heard. I have heard a tune. I will have to listen to some of it to see if I have.
Well, we can't play them right now because it'll get copyright strict.
No, I know. But no, I don't see. I don't listen to radio. I won't do it because I can't stand it. And so the only time, I might have heard something, might have been on a movie or something like that, or walking around the mall, you hear something. Otherwise, I'm not really. Or my kids send me something. Hey, Daddy, you gotta watch this, right? Otherwise, I'm not really. I'm not seeking out new music. My album, if I had to choose one, my album would be, of course, they're British. Led Zeppelin's Physical Graffiti. If I only had one, that would be it. Jerry says, never get tired of listening to Mark Knopfler, Sailing to Philadelphia. Mark Knopfler, of course, is from Dire Straits.
Oh, that we've heard of.
Yeah. So they're 1970s rock band.
Hasn't your daughter got an album out?
She does. Don't do this to me, Pete.
Roland doesn't listen to it, though.
Dear.
We actually talked about that the other day when we were in your car.
When you threw it out the window and said, we're not listening to that.
Let me just remove this knife here.
I hope she's not watching.
Tomorrow's bumper.
She won't be now.
She's got things going on. Yeah.
Betrayed.
Or our viewer count just went down.
That's right.
Out of here.
She's gone. There goes.
Ouch.
No Father's Day card for you.
That's right. I'm going to leave Oasis up here, and I am going to make it a point to listen to Oasis because I feel sure that I've probably heard something, particularly with them being 25 years. Right?
Yeah, they broke up, and the brothers hate each other, so it's great.
Really? Oh, so was it like a boy band?
No, they're an indie band, but they were fronted by the two brothers. And
and now they don't
obviously fell out. Every show they fall out. It's great, and they still are hating each other. It's great.
Wow, that's sad. Did you see them live?
No,
ever?
It's great.
Oh, it's great. Drama, right?
Always
Did you
drama.
see them live?
No, of course not. No, I was too young.
Oh, okay.
I was too young to go to live things and like that.
Gotcha.
But it was it's British. It's the 90s, British 90s. This is what we had, and it's when you think about the 90s, this is the music.
Well, and that may be why I didn't listen to it.
Yeah, maybe.
I will say this, and Tommy can back me up here. I absolutely love British TV. My wife and I watch a lot of it. Tommy, you remember that back in the day we used to watch a lot of that comedy show about the four college dudes, young ones, the young ones.
The young ones.
Oh, I like the young ones.
Rick Mayo, yeah.
Mm.
So good, so funny. I can quote a lot of those. Those were just we watched that over and over, and there was only like a dozen episodes, if that.
I didn't know many of those. No.
Yeah. But Nigel, I'm just right. Neil, his actor's name was Nigel. Neil was so funny. Poor guy got picked on all the time. Oh yeah, Jerry says or Zeppelin 3.
Yeah.
Is that an issue?
I didn't know what lentils were until Young Ones.
Same here.
I was like, what on earth
I
is
had
that?
to look it up. What are lentils?
My mom never fed me that.
Yeah.
That's funny. Thank you,
Yeah.
Young Ones.
That's right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I got one for you guys.
All right.
One pizza topping. What would it be? Shoot.
Pineapple.
What?
Oh, you're out of here. You're not coming to visit. You're not coming to visit. Nobody's coming to stay in my house. Pepperoni.
We removed him. Pineapple on pizza.
There's nothing wrong with pineapple on pizza. It's lovely.
No way.
Yeah.
No. Are you being serious?
No, I definitely. I used to love the old Hawaiian pizza when I was younger. Yeah.
No.
You know they don't have that here in the States. Pizza. When you come visit, we're not going to be able to get that for you.
So you'll probably be surprised at my choice, though.
Okay.
Beef.
Choice.
Beef. Yeah, beef's
Oh.
good.
Yeah.
Just like a hamburger.
Not sausage. Not sausage, but beef.
Beef.
Yeah.
Beef feast. Yeah.
Like steak, beef, or hamburger.
Like hamburger meat.
Hamburger.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We when we get pizza here, obviously, everybody likes pepperoni. So my son's a big pepperoni guy. He almost won't eat anything else on his pizzas. He likes mushrooms.
Oof.
What'd you say? What was that?
War.
You have the pineapple.
I'll pick the mushroom off if there's pet mushroom on it.
Well, I was gonna say we'll order a pepperoni and a beef, and he'll literally sit there and pick the beef off and put them on my
No.
Beef's fine. It's just beef.
Don't be touching my pizza.
Jerry says Italian sausage only.
That's my wife. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Wow. See, my wife, she likes everything. She's always, it's a supreme or nothing. And I'm like, no, really? I don't want all the stuff.
I don't mind it. I'm a pepperoni. You could do like the triple pepperoni on there, which is another piece of pepperoni across the top, and I'm good. I love it.
The only thing I don't want on a pizza is mushroom.
I don't want anchovies.
That's it?
Oh, anchovies, yeah. I don't think that's an option anymore. Is it? No,
Well,
no one does that.
so how about this? All right. So here's what cheese. Just a cheese pizza.
Boring.
That's okay if you can't afford pepperoni.
What's the point?
Yeah, it's boring.
That's cheese bread at that point.
Right. Yeah. So when we were when Brett was in band, we did as band parents, we did a lot of stuff with the band and the we did a lot of things, and you wouldn't believe the number of cheese pizzas that they
How many
had. All these,
wussy kids?
Yeah,
yes,
kids are boring, aren't they?
right. And I'm like, what?
Anyway.
How are you kids only eat? There's no pepperonis. What the heck? If it had just been pepperoni, I would have understood. Okay, I get it. They're kids. They want it simple. But cheese pizzas? Yeah. Jerry says Italian sauces only. He says, I grew up in a mafia town. He did, by the way. He's from Chicago, so.
E.
Huh?
That's the accent, isn't it? E.
Hey.
Oh, that's the accent.
Roberta, you hadn't answered. What about your pizza? One topping. Please don't say cheese.
Well, I do also like Italian sausage the most.
Okay.
That's my go-to.
Nice Italian sausage.
Yeah, other than that, I do like artichoke, which is a weird one.
Artichoke?
There's two things I don't want on a pizza.
I knew it. I knew you would like
artichoke.
That's why I had to mention
Artichoke? What the hell was that?
Artichoke.
Pete's making a list of things now that he's not going to ever have on his pizza.
So what's an artichoke?
It is really good.
Is it a vegetable?
It's a vegetable.
Doesn't
Looks
go
like
on
a
pizza.
cactus.
It's like that is, isn't it?
Looks like a cactus.
It does.
How do you eat that?
Carefully.
Fair enough. Good.
The middle of it, it's like the bottom of a sunflower, and it has a huge plate. You cut up the chunks of the bottom part of it, and that is really good.
I'm not sold. Sorry.
Well, you'd have to try it to know that you like it.
No, I won't do that.
Yeah, you'll wait it up. All right.
That's true. I'm
I'll
a big
stick to
believer in
pepperoni. Thank you.
Yeah. So do you like the pepperoni soft or crispy?
Oh, crispy.
I don't mind a crispy pepperoni. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm really hungry now.
Yeah, I know. Now I'm thinking about this list.
I want to die at a kind of pizza.
Yeah. I would recommend that you don't go do the microwave in your home because that will wake everyone up.
God, no.
Yeah.
We don't need
Suddenly Luna's up, and when Luna's up, then Mama gets up, and yeah. No. So if you're going to eat your leftover pizza, eat it cold now.
There's never any leftover pizza.
No.
Yeah. All right.
Well, what about thicker or thin? Because that's where my wife and I have a problem. So we always have to order two.
So what does she like?
She likes real thin. It's the thinner the better for her. But I like them. I like the thicker. So it works out good for us. So we can have leftovers and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, PJ likes the thin pizzas too, and I don't know where that comes from. We get them.
I just give me a pizza. Don't think it matters.
Well,
the thin seems to be the overwhelming popularity of most places now.
Really?
I know in America you have these pizzas, but they're like pies.
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're kind of like these deep pie. We don't have that here, and they look very difficult to eat. Actually,
they look difficult to eat here.
Because they're so it's so
those pie things. They come like in a pie dish, and it goes deep down, and then
it's less of a pizza and more of a calzone at that point. It's so big.
Yeah. Pizza's good. Whatever. Don't mind.
All right, Jerry's got a question for us. If you could only have one book to take to your desert island to read over and over, what would it be? Now we're talking about books. Okay, we talked about comic books, graphic novels earlier. One book, what would it be? So this one's got to have Pete. I'm sorry, this one can't have pictures on it.
Oh no.
One book, what would it be?
It will be by Joe Abercrombie. No, actually, I'll take that back.
I'm running through. I guess as we're all doing, I'm running through my mental list because like some of my favorite authors, like Isaac Asimov. I'm thinking, do I really want to read The Caves of Steel over and over and over again?
No, that's enough.
Yeah, yeah.
I need to look at my bookshelf. I haven't got a bookshelf in front of me. I only got a comic shelf.
Yeah, I know my bookshelves are in my living room. I'm thinking there's been a couple of books that I have read over and over again, right? So like War of the Worlds, something I've read multiple times. Jerry's going to know this one. I've read Stephen Crane's The Red Badge of Courage multiple times. And Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn. Those are probably the books that have had the most readings from. Now I've read other books more than once, but those books have probably had more readings than any other book. And I think that, boy, if I had to just pick one of them, I don't know. I like Red Badge of Courage for obvious reasons, right? It's it's fiction, but it calls to the Civil War history nut in me. But I like Huck Finn just because Mark Twain is so doggone funny. And I think I could. So for me, I'm going to have to go, now that I've talked it out, I'm going to have to go with Mark Twain's Huckleberry Finn. Next.
Okay.
What do you got?
Nothing.
Tommy, when's the last time?
I know, but that's
I read a book without any pictures, Tommy.
No, I read lots of technical stuff for information and that kind of stuff. I don't read. Over the past since I've been down here in Florida for the past 20 some odd years, I bet I've not read one book. I've listened to a lot of audiobooks, but I've not read any books. But I've read all kind of technical, stuff, programming books, learning how to program and different languages and all that kind of stuff. That's what I would rather read.
But you wouldn't read those over and over again, though.
Well, I mean, if I was stuck on an island, I probably didn't have a computer working. So what am I coding some?
Let me read this C++ book again.
Yeah, I know it'd be stupid. Yeah, God, I feel so terrible.
Jerry said, and I just asked him. Jerry said Dracula.
Yes,
that's good.
I've read that so many times.
Yeah, you know what?
Younger.
I hesitate to say this with Jerry listening. I've only ever read Dracula once. I when we're talking about old books, I will. The one that I really like is Frankenstein.
Yeah, Frankenstein's really, really good, but Dracula was amazing. And then
I should probably give it another read because it's been years since I've read it.
I think it's really well done. The story gets worse and worse. You get scared, throughout it because you don't know what's happening. I like that. I thought it was creepy.
All right, so Roberta, Pete, what do y'all pick? What's your book?
And also, The Time Machine by Wells, because we're talking time travel earlier, and that was a really, really, really good book.
Yes, yeah,
I would read that over and over.
Yeah.
See, I'm too busy on this island trying to make food and water and stuff. What time do I have to be reading books? I'm trying to live.
Island time. Because, like Tommy, if you were on an island, what would you be?
What would I be?
Yeah, an island boy.
Oh no! That's right.
You're welcome.
God.
I'm putting that earworm in.
I saw they were back in the news again for doing some kind of crazy thing. I feel so. No, that's not going. Yeah.
All right. So, Pete, what about you? You got to pick one, man. What do you got?
I've narrowed it down to two.
Okay.
I've got The Blade Itself by Jerry Abercrombie and Gardens of the Moon by Stephen Erickson. Both are pretty awesome.
Gardens of the Moon.
Gardens of the Moon is real high fantasy. It's the first of 10 books. So they're proper. That's proper world building going on there. I'm quite fond of Arthur C. Clarke, but I only picked
me
one.
too. And they do last.
Yeah.
You could read them for quite a while.
But my bookshelf's not in front of me. I need to look at my bookshelf.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of
I've
me.
got
I'm
books
having
here
to
I
go
haven't
through.
read yet, but the ones I have read,
Yeah. And my thing is, I think when we get asked these, my thing goes to, well, what are some of my favorite authors? And it's like, well,
yeah.
I don't necessarily know that my favorite authors would be who I would want to, even though I love Isaac Asimov. I don't know that any one of his books is something I'd want to read over and over again,
I don't blame you.
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying.
I am an Asimov fan, but I do see your point that feels like you've gone through a battle and you're done.
Yeah. Well, I think I've mentioned this before. I started sometime last year. I'm rereading the robot novels, and I really like those. I mean, they're good. They're good.
I love the artwork on the robot.
Oh, I do too. Michael Whalen.
I don't.
Michael Whalen. I love his stuff. Yeah. And this is for me, certainly this is one of those cases of I saw the artwork on the novel, a paperback, right? Cheap old paperback. And I'm like, wow, this looks so cool. What is this? I don't know it. And it's so detailed, but the paperback novels are so small. You have to look when I bought the novel, not knowing anything about it.
Oh, Conan. I would have taken Conan. I've got a collected edition of Conan.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the last book that I actually read. No. I did reread. It was at a caricature stand. I reread. Well, it's the first two books of the Lord of the Ring books. I reread those because I read them before when I was younger, and I did reread those. Golly, I think that's the latest. The thing. I was just trying to remember all the stuff before the movies came out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I suck.
I think I said something once before when my kids wanted to go see Harry Potter, and something else. I told them they had to read the books before. Something just fell. What fell? I told them they had to read the books before they could see the movie. I heard something fall, but so I made them. Jerry said I could cheat and say the Sherlock Holmes collection. Yeah, I think that's fair. We live in a day and age. Yeah,
I said the collected Conan. That's fine.
Yeah. I think that's fair. A collection. I mean, it is a one thing, right? So we have collections these days.
Yeah, people do.
Next thing.
What's the question?
That's the question. What's the question?
No, if you're going to have one.
Yeah. One what?
If you only have one Ninja Turtle, which one would it be? I'm a Michelangelo fan, if I'm honest. Because he's fun.
I'm going to tell you something, Pete, that's going to drive you insane. Somewhere in that other room, I have a Ninja Turtle when it first came out, the book.
You have number one?
So when you come visit, if you want to go rummage through a long box, you might find one.
Can I have it if I find it?
Finders keepers. I know Tommy's heard the story, but my story of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, when that book came out, I walked into the comic shop, and the comic shop guy Brendan He ran he gave the best deals, but his shop was a mess. I'm talking, it was such a mess. There were piles of comic books on the floor. Sometimes you had to step over them, like they were just sitting around like dirty clothes. Problem is, he knew where everything was, right?
Yeah.
And so you could say, hey, I'm looking for this. He would say, hey, it's in that second pile right over there. I'll give you a good deal. And he did. He always gave you a good deal, right? But I remember walking in the door and he said, hey, I just got it in. You need to check it out and get a copy. He had it right on the front rack. So right as you walk in the door, it was right there. I picked it up, flipped through it, and I don't know if it was the first printing, but it probably was. I flipped through it and looked at it, and I'm like, nah. So some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle -- 1 has my fingerprints on it because I looked at it. But I did not buy it because the artwork didn't attract me, and it wasn't until later on that it became such a big hit that I'm like, okay, let me revisit these turtles. Which is the okay? I'm embarrassed now. Who wears the red bandana?
Raphael.
Yeah. He's probably my my favorite. Jerry says, I'll never visit Roland. He has piles of dirty clothes all over the house.
I've been to Roland's house. He doesn't have piles of dirty clothes. I'll tell you.
That's because my wife won't let me, probably. If I was a
they
bachelor,
walk around the house naked. They don't wear the clothes.
Right.
No clothes house. You visit, you must take your clothes off.
It's kind of like Japanese taking the shoes off, right? Well, I did tell you how hot it was down here, so. And if you didn't have an air conditioner, that might be the way to go.
That's why the pizza guy won't come to your house anymore.
That's right.
Yeah, when you tell the pizza guy you'll give him a tip, it means something different.
Oh, what are you talking about?
What? All right, so books. All right, get back to books.
You guys can.
Oh, we
way
finished
far
the
off
books, didn't
that.
we? Yeah, we finished books. What did we come up with something after books?
No,
We didn't.
Oh yeah, one board game. If you had to have a board game, not card game, a board game. It's something that's got a board in it. Yeah. I mean, we could do card games too, but one board game.
Monopoly.
That's a good one.
Y'all remember the game Mousetrap?
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that game. I don't know why, and I've owned several copies of it throughout my adult life. I buy one every now and again and then give it away. But I've always just liked all of the little silliness of building all of the stuff. I just thought that was pretty fun.
It is. Yeah, I like that game. It's a good game.
I'm going to probably say. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, you go.
No, you go.
All right. Well, I really like Stratego.
Stratego, I used to get in the fights with.
It's understandable.
Yeah, that and Risk. Oh, golly.
Risk is great for longer. Yeah.
Used to.
Stratego, man. I love that game.
Yeah. That one's a lot of fun. You guys ever heard of Diplomacy?
Mm-mm.
That's a good question.
No, sorry. I know what Diplomacy is.
Yeah. No. Diplomacy is a board game for up to 7 players. And it is a World War I Europe, and every player is a major, one of the major players in World War I. And basically,
like Risk.
Risk.
It's more like chess. It's more like chess for 7 players using the map of Europe. And the difference is at Risk, you continue to amass armies, right? You just keep growing and growing and growing. In chess, you only ever have one piece on one square, right? Diplomacy is the same way. You can only ever have one piece on one territory. And the way you occupy those territories is that you diplomatize, you negotiate with the other players, and you form alliances and things like that in order to capture the supply centers on the map. There's no dice involved, but it's modeled after a chessboard, and that is an incredibly fun game. Yeah, especially with 7 players. You can play it with fewer players, but when you play with an even number, like 4 players, it almost always ends up 2 versus 2. But when you got 7 and there's that odd number of people, it's very fascinating as to see people trying to negotiate, for territory and supply centers and things like that. A lot of fun.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah. We should do diplomacy. I have a friend, Tommy, you know him, a guy by the name of Ashley Kustra. He played a bunch this is a game we played a lot in college. And he reached a point at one point in time, he says, I'm not playing this game. If y'all are playing diplomacy, I'm out. And we asked him why. He goes, because I'm not any good at it. Because if I make an alliance, I want to honor my alliance. And the problem, the problem with diplomacy is that
that's not the point, right?
Sometimes,
political.
you've got to like, well, I know I told you I would support you there, but I'm not.
Yeah. You're on your own.
So he's like, I don't like playing that game. So he's out. Have y'all ever played Axis and Allies? Yeah,
Never played that one.
Yeah, Axis and Allies is it's more like Risk, in the way you build armies and you have money. Risk, you build armies based on territory. Axis and Allies, you have your production. Your country has a production that generates money, and that money is what you use to buy your forces with. So it's kind of like Risk on steroids. It's fun. Okay. Well, I'm just noticing the clock, and we're getting kind of down on the end of our time here. Anybody have anything else? Hey, we should have done this. Okay, I got one for you. Jerry, hope you're listening here. If you could only take one comic artist to the desert island with you, alive or dead, who would it be? Who would it be? This means you get to watch them draw, and they will draw, right? They will produce pages on the desert island, and we can't say Jerry because he's listening. I have my answer, so
I'm going to take Stephen Butler.
Okay.
Because he,
nice.
yeah, because not only my buddy and I could talk to him all the time, but he can draw his butt off. So it'd be fun watching him create drawings in the sand. That'd be fun.
Well, you'd have to learn how to chop down trees and make papyra.
Oh, yeah.
Papyrus, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Jerry says, I'm not leaving me behind.
He's taking himself.
Pete, Roberta?
Michael Turner.
Michael Turner. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
So the first artist I probably worshipped, I was like, oh my God, this guy's amazing.
Really?
So, yeah.
Very cool. Roberta?
Well, hopefully it wouldn't just be me alone on.
Yeah.
You're going to take
quiet time. Now I've got to take someone with me.
Yeah.
I liked it. Frank Frazetta. If you said Frank Frazetta, that was like.
I'm changing my mind.
Really, changed me, art-wise.
Yeah. Someone
I'm
told
changing
me
my mind. I'm kicking Stephen off the island. He's voted out. I'm bringing Bernie Wrightson. Bernie Wrightson's going with me to the island.
There you go.
Yeah. That'll be the entertainment right there. I won't have to do anything else. I just sit and watch.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, I was going to say, made me think of something else, but I forgot what I was going to say now. Someone told me that the Frazetta girls, who are Frazetta's grandkids, just recently did a Kickstarter, and it was apparently really, really nice. And I don't remember it, but apparently it was really good. So
Is it still available?
I don't know the answer to that.
I will check it out.
Yeah.
I know that they are active
yes.
as a group.
I met them before at a convention.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry says Frank may be the most influential artist in modern history. Oh, that's interesting.
I'd say so.
I would choose, believe it or not, guys, I would probably choose John Buscema.
Okay, I'll go with you.
Oh,
yeah.
Slap in the face. Okay. Just tune out now.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I think for me, I think I remember seeing the How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way a long time ago and realizing, hey, I've seen this guy's work in these comic books, and he wasn't my favorite at the time. I mean, George Perez, was my favorite back then, but as I learned more and as I grew a little bit older, I began to realize, man, this guy's got something here that's just pretty awesome. And I grew to appreciate the energy that he brought in his work. So for me, it'd be John Buscema. And I never got to meet him. That's one of the things I never got to meet him. So I got to meet a bunch of them, but I never got to meet him. So yeah.
Nice.
And of course, you don't take inkers on the desert island.
No.
No, they don't come. Is that what you're trying to say?
We still love you, Tommy.
No, whatever.
All right, guys. Anything else? Anything you think of before we get out of here? Before we call it a night?
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to know what y'all's one desserts are because my wife was asking me, so we know what to get Peter when he comes by.
Sticky toffee pudding.
What?
What?
Oh no!
Oh God! You're gonna have to send a recipe or something. What the
You
heck?
got no idea, do you?
Sticky toffee?
What?
Sticky toffee pudding.
Sticky toffee pudding?
All right, something that we can get here in the States. What?
No, you're not going to get it in the States. No, you.
Okay, Oreo cookies for you. Gotcha.
Yeah. One
McFlurry is all you guys know, isn't it?
McFlurry.
Mm-hmm. Big flurry.
Well, cheesecake. I'm quite partial to cheesecake.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, there you go. You can find that in the States.
Yeah.
No problem.
Easy going.
Cheesecake.
Tommy, Jerry says, I hope the result of your surgeries is only positive from here on.
Everything's going really good. It's going good. I appreciate it.
And then he says, bye, y'all.
Bye.
Thanks for hanging with us, Jerry. Next time, jump on with us. He said he would next time. Some other time. Boy, one dessert. Man, I like so many desserts.
Yeah, you got to narrow it.
Yeah, it has to
be. No, it's one. This is the blank one. That's what the blank.
I'm going to answer.
It's like this long is what it is. So you can write down a bunch of stuff.
But my wife's not listening.
Okay.
I want brownies, but the way my mom, my sister, and my daughter make them. Not the way my wife makes them.
Oh man!
No, is that a secret because you won't tell her?
No, she knows. I just don't want her feelings.
Let me put it on the group.
Do not go clip this on Twitch.
Yeah, that's
right. Yeah.
Mine's gonna be coconut cream pie, but I like it when it's what is that gross look on your face? I like it.
I know.
I like it when it's my wife hates it this way. I like it when it's just still partly frozen a little bit, so it's kind of crunchy. Yeah, it's weird. I'm just weird. I don't know.
Yeah.
Coconut cream pie. That's all we're gonna have, Pete. Sorry, but that and Oreo cookies.
Yeah, I like Oreo cookies. Yeah.
Not cookies, but I don't mind Oreos.
So wait,
Roberta?
Yeah, me.
Like Oreos
aren't cookies, are they? Because they're just biscuits with.
Oh, the biscuit and what the cookie? I know. I made a mistake. Sorry.
Cookies have got chocolate chip in them. They're crumbly. Always aren't crumbly.
About
You crunch them up.
beignet.
Beignet. That's a highfalutin one, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
You got a good
That'd be
place
so
over on that side of the country to get beignets that are any good?
Yeah, I do actually.
What is it?
There's a little coffee shop by the college by Northridge here.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
When we come visit, you'll have to take us.
You wouldn't like it, Pete. It's French.
Is it Irish coffee?
No.
It's not Irish coffee.
It's French.
It's
Beignet.
French. I'm so sorry.
It's a beignet.
And
Beignet.
I think they got the
basically a
cream.
poofy donut.
I believe they got the cream somehow. 'cause
Poofy
That's what
I
makes it
love
good.
me some New Orleans beignets. Now I'm really hungry for that in pizza.
Poofy donut. Roberta, are you going to San Diego?
I'm not going to San Diego, and I'm sick.
Oh, that's
So
right,
if I
of
had,
course.
I would have lost all my hotel money.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah, I didn't trust that we were out of the clear yet, which was a good call.
Yes, it is. I guess you've heard, Marvel and DC both are not going to San Diego this year.
Oh, see, that was the first sign.
It's the very first time that both of them have been there. So I'm kind of
It's not
curious as
good.
to what the convention is going to be. I guess very
It's a gallery from what I see.
well. Maybe
They have the museum up and active, right? So
yeah, it's going to end up being a flea market.
it might be.
A flea market with movie stars.
Expensive flea market.
Expensive flea market. Yeah.
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 That's a fun show, but it is expensive. Have you ever been, Pete?
No.
Oh God, it's fun. It's huge.
Fun.
But it's
always fun.
It is fun.
Unless you get stuck outside because there's something fun outside and you waste your whole day there.
Oh, to get in line to
Exactly.
get to see one of the things. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hall
that-
H, right?
And it's not fun, but
Yeah, those lines are just outrageous. Let's see here. I've got shows coming up here pretty quickly. It looks like so. On August the 12th, 13th. I can't remember which day it is. Probably the 13th. August the 13th. I'm going down to Sunrise Comic Con down South Florida somewhere, and then August 20. Tommy, you and I, we're going down to and Jose will be there, and Haley, we're going to.
Don't let me forget.
Kissimmee. I won't let you.
Oh
forget.
yeah.
Kissimmee, and then just a couple of weeks after that, you guys realize that we're getting pretty close to Dragon Con. I'm looking at it on the calendar here, and it's like, no, we're getting pretty close to Daytona Beach.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And then right after Daytona Beach, I'll be going down to PalmCon. I tried to get us into Memphis Expo, but I couldn't get us in this year. Maybe we'll get us into the next year. But I think Dean might be going to the expo. Dean and John Martin, maybe. So yeah, getting ready as July draws to a close. We're gonna get ready to kick into some conventions here. Pete, when's your next show? Is it? I think you said Daytona, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yours is Daytona. All right, you guys, if you're still listening to us, don't forget we got a Kickstarter. We need you to go back it. We need you to go back and find something on there and back it. We've got 58 backers, and we know there's at least 100 of you out there. So
tell them what it's called.
It's called
What are the books?
The Silverline Superhero Extravaganza.
Woohoo!
And in that Kickstarter, you're going to get Trump's #3, Team Beetle #2, and Switchblade #2. And if you're like, yeah, but I didn't get the first issues, don't sweat. The first issues are available to you. So you're not going to get stuck with just reading in the middle of the series. The good thing about this is you come on now, you're going to get these Kickstarter exclusive covers that you won't be able to get once the campaign ends. You'll still be able to get the books. Obviously, we'll make those available, but you won't be able to get these Kickstarter exclusive covers. And we have been talking about, comics and collecting and things like that. So the Trump's cover's got an exclusive cover by Steven and Tommy Ink Theme and Mickey did the colors for it. Switchblade has a Kickstarter exclusive cover by Mike W. Belcher. You guys know Mike. And the Team Beetle has a Kickstarter exclusive cover by Ben Dunn. You guys know Ben Dunn from Ninja High School. Ben Dunn's also the guy who created the Netflix show Warrior Nun. Yep. So Ben did the Teen Beetle Kickstarter exclusive covers. So this is an opportunity for you guys to get some exclusive covers that are just going to be limited to really however many backers plus a few for the creators. And so we are chasing stretch goals. If you've already backed and you're like, well, I got a couple dollars I can throw your way. T-shirts, guys. I want to see some T-shirts. I want to see some Silverline T-shirts with Trumps, with Switchblade, with Teen Beetle, and we're gonna try.
Finish the artwork on the Switchblade one. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. The artwork on with art, the logos on art on the T-shirts. We found a vendor that we hope is going to work out for us because we don't have to print 100 T-shirts, which we couldn't do because we just couldn't go through that many. The vendor that we'd been using for our Silverline shirts, Roberta, can you show your Silverline shirt? Oh, and Tommy's got his on there. So the vendor for those couldn't do what we wanted. So it couldn't do the artwork. They do a great job with our Silverline shirts, but they couldn't do the artwork. So we had to try to find somebody else to do. And we think we found somebody that will work for small run T-shirts and not break the bank too terribly. That was part of our problems. We kept finding people. They're like, yeah, we'll charge you, $28. I'm like, well, crap, for us to make any money, we got to charge, $30, $35. And who wants to pay that for a T-shirt? I know I don't. And so we found somebody that we think is going to work out. So we're going to try to start, assuming this works out, right? We're going to try to start adding these to each Kickstarter as we move forward. So you guys be thinking about T-shirts as we move forward. So so I want to see some Silverline T-shirts making the way at conventions at the end of this year and beginning of next. But we also still have some. There's original art still left. There's other stuff on there that you can still get that's good to have, very collectibles. Look at this. Hyper Potatoes jumping on, says make mine Silverline. That's right, Hyper. Yay. Thank you so much. What's that?
He was a bit keen. I'm not ready.
Oh, not yet. I gotta thank our sponsors. We're getting close though, Pete. So you're getting ready. Anything else for I think the sponsors? Thanks to Daytona Beach Comic Con for being a sponsor. Thank you to OCD. Thank you to Coliseum of Comics, and a big thank you to Kablam. Remember, we've got a Tuesday stream. Hold on, let me see if I can find out what they're talking about. Tuesday we'll be talking about how to start reading comics. So the Tuesday gang is going to go through how do you start reading comics. If you've never read comics before, how do you start? What's the starting point? And then Wednesday, they're going to talk about Cover Me, which they're going to talk about comic book covers. Not sure exactly what they'll talk about. I think they're going to be talking about their favorite Silverline covers, but they'll be talking about covers. And we'll be back next week talking about something. I don't know what, but we'll be ending our Kickstarter. And remember, Hyper Potato says Tuesday is Sergeant Rock and Atari Force. Yeah. All right. Until next time. Wait a minute. I gotta find my. Where's the stream? Until next time. Remember to make mine Silverline. Good night, everybody.
Hi, my name is Sergio Cariello, and make mine Silverline.